and have a podcast.
And that's what this is.
Yeah. Welcome to Ideas All Day, a podcast where we, not experts, discuss our ideas and place them into the piles, such as the good ideas pile, the bad ideas pile, and just the ideas pile, sometimes leaning towards good or bad. Today, our theme of the day is bug out bags. And it's not just bug out, it's because we're still in our zombie themed week. And in case you gotta get out, in case you gotta bug out, you need a bug out bag. Yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm Ajax. Who else is here with us today?
Wow. Ajax, you're doing a great job with these intros.
Thanks.
Hey, Ajax, I'm here too. It's me, Alex.
Wow.
How you doing today?
Fantastic. This is great. There's somebody else here today. Who is that?
I'm sorry, I've already bugged out. So Kate won't be here today. She will not be joining us. Please leave a message after the beep. Beep.
Thank you for joining us today, Kate. You can call me back.
Thanks for joining us, Kate's voice message.
Yeah, I guess we can, I'm going to say my ideas first.
Sure. Yeah. Why don't you give us a rundown of your ideas, Ajax?
Okay. So my first idea for bug out bags, number one, it's got bug in the title. So originally I have to store bugs in my bug out bag, especially if I'm going on my mission decomposition and, trying to take out the zombies from the inside. I'm going to need a bug out bag. It's filled with bugs, mostly mealworms. So then I can place the bag in the middle of a herd or attach it to one of them so then they can infect each other with other bugs that'll gradually decompose. So, I'm taking out the zombies with my bug out bag. Mission decomposition. Idea number one. Idea number two, in my bug out bag. This is not going to be in the same bug out bag because I'm sure they're going to eat this. And that's going to be toilet paper. I'm going to bring toilet paper with me in my bug out bag because you got to go to the bathroom sometimes and I don't want to you never know when you're going to find common mullen, which I don't know if I really want to use that for toilet paper. So I'm going to go just put toilet paper in there and also some butt wipes as well. Those flushable wipes too. So you have a nice clean tush in case you go number two. Idea number three is iodine tabs or some kind of life straw. So I can be drinking water out of a stream. And so I can have almost purified water. So I can drink if I've got to camp out and stay away from the zombies, if I camp out in the woods. Yeah, idea number three, you need some sort of water. I mean, I can bring a pot with me too to purify, boil it. Maybe that's another idea, but that's more work. It's more stuff to carry. I want a light tab. You don't want to carry too much weight. And then life straw. That also doesn't carry much weight either. So water, important, because that's one of the things humans need. Idea number four, first aid kit, because if you get an injury, you don't want to have that be an issue when you're in the middle of a zombie apocalypse. You got to be your body needs to be on your A game. You got to have yourself patched up. You got to, so first aid kit. Yeah, you don't want a little minor owie to turn into a bad infection. So that's my fourth idea. My fifth idea, I want my bag to turn into a tent. Sort of gotten this idea from Michael Scott in the Office episode where he turns his pants into a tent. But I want my bag to already be formed into a tent. So it's a multi-purpose surface. I don't know how it's going to work, so I need an engineer on this one. And that was my fifth idea. My sixth idea is snacks. I need snacks in my bag. I need lots of snacks. I like snacks. I live on snacks. I was thinking Snickers bars. They might get melty, but at least they're contained inside of a wrapper that I can just ooze into my mouth if I need it. So Snicker bars. Hungry, why wait? If I was hungry, I would definitely eat a Snickers bar. All right, so that is my ideas, and I'm sticking to them.
Thanks for your ideas, Ajax.
Thanks.
I'll pile your ideas first.
Oh my goodness, they're so excited to be piled.
For your first idea, bugs in your bug out bag. I really want to put this in the bad ideas pile, but I feel like if they're edible, then it's not like a really horrible idea. So I'll put this in the ideas pile, heavily leaning towards bad. Your name, Mission Decomposition, that gets a good idea. I love that name. That should be a title of an album or something. Second idea, toilet paper. Good ideas pile. Toilet paper is one of those things you don't really realize you're going to miss it until you don't have it. And I think all of us during the pandemic had that scare, like, oh my God, what am I going to do if we do run out of toilet paper? So yeah, good idea. Toilet paper is pretty light. You can buy like travel size rolls, or you can make a travel size roll. So yeah, good idea. Iodine tablets or life straw, some sort of water purification system. Once again, good ideas pile. It's a lot easier to carry a life straw than it is to carry around gallons and gallons of water. So if you're on the run with your bug out bag, it's a good idea to have a way of purifying water so you can clean water so you can drink it. So yeah, good idea. First aid kit, good idea. It's always good to have one in your home, in your car, in your bug out bag. The only tip I would make for your first aid kit is also including wax-free dental floss and a sewing needle, because one, you can use it to stitch up things, broken bags. If you have to give yourself stitches, you can use it. At least I think you can.
Oh, we should research that.
Yeah, don't do that unless if you research it. But the other thing is dental care. You do not want to have a cavity or any kind of teeth problem, because there's not going to be any dentists really.
It's true. So I was even thinking about, like, my other idea was to pack a toothbrush, but I didn't know if that was like obvious.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to say.
Dental care is like preventative dental care is super important after the shit hits the ceiling, because you're not going to be able to just go to a dentist and get a tooth pulled. It's going to be messy. It's going to be painful. It's going to be rough. So that's my only like thing I would add to your first aid kit. But yeah, good idea. A bag that turns into a tent, or a tent that turns into a bag. I am going to put this in the ideas pile, leaning towards bad. And the reason it's leaning towards bad is if every time I needed to set up a tent, I had to empty out all the things in my bug out bag.
No. I want the things in places. I don't want to empty the things out. I want all the things in my bag to be in places inside the bag. So all I have to do is somehow unfold it and it becomes a tent.
I'll put it in the ideas.
I don't want to take anything out. That takes work. I don't want no work.
That's my main concern, is like I do not want to take out.
Everything stays in. It's organized.
Everything. Who wants to unpack all their shit to then just?
This is why we need an engineer.
Yes, we do need an engineer.
Even Alex, will you be the person there to unpack and pack the bag? Like if you want that job.
Yes, it's exactly what I want.
When we go on tour, or if we ever go on any camping trips, we are going to designate Alex as the unpacker and the packer of all things.
Now, I refuse to actually carry anything. I only unpack and pack it up, but I do not.
That's
carry
fine.
it.
That's fine. You don't have to carry things. You can just unpack and pack them.
I believe in the compartmentalization of labor.
I am very, very, very skilled at loading, unloading cars, and also carrying. I swear my parents had me because they just needed a pack mule, because I was always the one that got stuck carrying all the stuff on like vacations. If we were going to the beach, I was the one carrying the umbrella and the cooler and the chair and the whatever. But yeah, no, if you can figure out a way to engineer the shit out of that where I don't have to unpack it every time I use the tent aspect, then yes, I'll put this in the ideas pile. And last but not least, snacks. I'm going to put this in the good ideas pile because food is essential. Like, yeah, it wouldn't hurt to have food. Melted Snickers, gooey snacks. You have to be careful with that. I used to do distance running, and there was these gels you would eat while on the run, and I tried them once, and I nearly puked on my run because they were so disgusting, because they were so warm and gooey, and it just was not a nice sensation in my mouth. So yeah, snacks, yes. Gooey things in my mouth, no.
That's what she said.
And those are my
Stole that
pilings.
from me! How dare you?
You should have said it louder.
I didn't want to be rude and interrupt.
Oh, I didn't care. All right. Thanks, Kate, for your pilings.
Yes, it's someone else's turn to do some pilings.
Yeah, Alex. Oh shit, that's me. All right. All right, going back to your first idea of having a bag full of bugs. I'm going to put this straight in the bad ideas pile. Straight in the eye. And I've got a multitude of reasons why.
Oh, good.
Number one, you didn't say how you were containing said bug. So I can only assume that you literally have at the bottom of your bag a pile of just a wriggling massive mealworms at the bottom.
Yeah, self-sustaining.
Getting all over things or eventually
eating potatoes. I'll throw potatoes in there too. I like those.
But even still, just this wriggling mass of mealworms sitting at the bottom of your bag. Or worse, yeah, when you put it down at night and they just go crawl out and then crawl over.
Yeah,
your
especially
face.
if I put holes in there. If I put holes in the bag so they can get out, so they can go infect the zombies.
Yeah. Oh,
hey, mealworms can eat styrofoam, so they can probably eat zombies.
I'm sure they can. However, going back to that portion of it, your mission decomposition, as you put it, number one, as we've talked about in previous episodes, if you haven't had a chance to listen to that, I would suggest going back and listen to that now and then come on back. But as in previous episodes, that's a bad idea because it's too slow. And I mean, unless if you're in a life or death situation with a zombie and you're just throwing mealworms, hoping they somehow dissolve them in front of you as they consume them, it ain't happening. It ain't happening. Bad ideas. And number three is actually about the name mission decomposition, because that was obviously taken from the Beatles, or the Better Environmental Education, Teaching, Learning, and Expertise Sharing folks that talk about this kind of stuff.
Which practice are you talking about?
What practice?
Yeah, which teaching tool are you talking about?
They're field instructors. They try to help teachers or field instructors with better learning and science skills to teach the kids out in the field.
Which field?
Like in the field, as in out in the woods. Obviously,
I did. I got it from Project Learning Tree, Mission Decomposition. It's a preschool learning tool.
See, stealing ideas already. Can't even
from the children. I stole it from the children.
You stole it from the kids. So thus, all three reasons just make it all wind up straight in the bad ideas pile where it belongs.
Nice.
Plagiarism is bad, Ajax.
Yeah.
Bad, Ajax.
Yeah.
Fine.
On to your second idea.
Plagiarize your face.
Rude. Just rude. That's called identity theft, also illegal.
Everything's illegal nowadays.
Damn right. And I like breaking the law. It makes me feel alive. All right. On to your second idea. Toilet paper. Great idea. Not only is it useful, it's a little bit of comfort when you're out in the wilds just trying to survive. Having that little creature comfort of a little double, 2-ply, or if you're extra saucy, 3-ply. You only need one square with 3-ply typically if you're doing it right.
You gotta use it smart.
But still, having that, not a bad thing. Just that little creature comfort can make the difference between survival and going insane.
Glamping.
Not quite glamping, but toilet paper is not the make or break. But I would say definitely, it was actually one of my ideas that I've since replaced. It shows you that's a good idea. And that's because I had it too. So not too bad. Number 3, your iodine tablet / life straw. I'm going to say I like the iodine tablet. The life straw never works. Every time I've ever seen
it tastes like a hard suck.
That's what she said.
I know.
You son of a...
It's definitely a hard suck. It makes you if it's worth it. But if you're really thirsty, you might try it.
Yeah. I mean, if it's a life or death situation and I've got a life straw in the bag, I'd use it. But that's why I'm putting it in the ideas pile. It never seems to work the way it's intended. So it's one of those things where I don't trust its effectiveness versus other types of, like the iodine tablets method isn't too bad, but those are limited in supply.
Exactly.
So
hence why I added the life straw, because you only have so many iodine tabs.
exactly, but even those wear down. You know, there's only so many times that'll work. And again, I still don't know if they work personally.
What's another water purification thing that you can carry? I don't know.
We'll get to that.
Oh, look at you doing research.
Don't you worry, we'll get to that.
Nerd.
So we're gonna move on to your next idea, which is the first aid kit. I'm gonna put in the good ideas pile because you're right. You do get hurt. You don't want to leave blood trails for the zombies to follow. Number one. Number two, obviously, if you have an open wound, it could get infected. You could, you're also slower because if you have an open wound. I don't know enough about the dental floss, wound closure, suture-y thingamajigger, whatchamacallit. All I do know is that dentists are a government hoax and you can't trust them. They don't actually exist. The dentists that you go, they're just implanting things into your teeth. I'm just saying.
Like what?
They're implanting trackers in your teeth and radio intercepts so they can beam mind control messages to your brain.
What do they want me to do? To do what?
They want you to floss.
Yeah.
Well,
exactly.
that was it. Well,
Yeah.
They better try harder.
They got to try harder because a lot of people don't do it anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, good idea.
Their trackers suck. They need to update them.
Well, they got to clear their cookies. That's the problem.
Oh,
clear your cookies.
gotta eat your cookies.
Otherwise, yeah.
Or the trackers work and they know you're not flossing, and then they ask you, do you floss? And then you go, oh yeah, no, every day. And they're like, I know you're lying. Your tracker says otherwise.
They never say that though.
They
They
don't.
never say.
They should.
They always go. They always go. Oh, okay. Even though they're looking at your teeth and there's like bits of stuff just stuck to the inside of your teeth that they just cleaned off,
bleeding profusely because you don't floss ever.
Yep. They already know that you didn't.
Floss. This is our torture device that you should be doing every day, so you're not bleeding all the time now.
Yeah.
Toughen up.
This hurts me and hurts you.
Mostly you, though.
Mostly you.
All right. On to your next idea, which is the tent bag. Now, I'm going to put this in the good ideas because I think it's inventive. I like it because it's unique. And when I was envisioning this, I'm almost thinking of a backpack that has another compartment that you zipper open. So your stuff still stays in the separate compartment, but you have the stuff, the fabric itself flaps out. So the bag is on the inside of the bag, and then the poles are there. So it's,
because then you can access it from the inside. That's genius.
Exactly.
I like the flappy fabric on the inside that you can smush into the bag because it's not much extra weight, and it's also just going to be compacted.
Kind of like a parachute, but much smaller.
Yeah. Okay.
That's kind of where my brain went with that. So I like that idea, but it's also it's inventive, space saving, and functional. So you're going to get good ideas from me on that one. And your last idea, snacks. Food, and Kate brought this up, food is very, very important. That's why this is going straight into the bad ideas pile. Because snacks typically are fattening, and fattening slows you down. So that way, the zombies are going to get you quicker. They're going to find you, and they're going to have chocolate all over your face and all over your feet, and you're going to be slipping all over the place. And they're going to get you, they're going to eat you, and then you're just going to be another chocolate-covered zombie walking around the wasteland. And you're if there's any semblance of, humanity left in your brain, you're going, damn, I really should not have eaten that Snickers bar or those M&Ms. And you ever say, they melt in your hands. I don't care what anybody at Mars says.
I'm going to have to strongly disagree with this because I know of distance runners that is their go-to energy source. Like they will do Snickers over protein powder or over energy gels. I don't
know what it is about Snickers. They always hit me in the right spot.
It's like a compact...
I'm not okay. Snickers, we're not sponsored by you, but if you would like us to sponsor you, we'd like to eat your products. So it's not hard.
So contact us at ideasallDaypodcast@gmail.com. But no,
Exactly.
like you have peanuts, you have chocolate, you have caramel. or caramel. You have a simple sugar that gets the energy going. Then you have the peanuts that have fat and protein. It's not a bad thing to have, especially if you're on the run from zombies.
No, I disagree. Again, when you're eating this, you're eating in a rush. You're getting fatter, which makes it's going to slow you down. Then you're going to have chocolate all over your extremities and your face, and it's going to be a bad time.
But not for the zombie, because then you're just a chocolate covered human. So you're making it better for the zombie going down.
No, yeah, exactly. Chocolate and snacks in general, bad idea for zombie bug out bag. You should never do it. You should have other types of snacks that are, not chocolatey and that kind of crap. It's garbage. It's garbage.
I'm leaving my thing of fudge at home. Just a big canister of fudge.
I eat fruits and vegetables, and I look like this. Ajax eats fudge.
And Wendy's.
And looks like that. Yeah, yes. Life is not fair.
Well, that's just the way it goes. That's how the cookie crumbles. Yar.
Nice. Can we bring cookies as snacks? Is that an acceptable snack?
No.
Oh my God.
Cookies.
What's the acceptable snack?
We'll get to that.
Dun, dun, dun. Thank you for your piles, Alex.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right, who's next, Kate?
Yes, let me go over my piling. Okay, so let me go over my ideas for bug out bags. Now, when I was coming up with my list, I figured I would try to do ideas that weren't atypical, that you would find on 10 things everybody should have in a bug out bag. No. So I tried to use some unique items specifically for zombie apocalypse situations. So my first idea, if you were listening to us last week, you can probably guess this idea, which is a grappling hook with rope.
Why grappling hook?
Idea number 1, grappling hook. As I was researching this more, the more I liked it, because you can use it for not only rappelling, but for actual climbing, like straight up Adam West, Burt Ward style climbing up the side of a building. For that reason, grappling hook is in my bug out bag.
It would be.
It would be. Number 2, not a paid sponsorship, I would also pack Under Armour. And those who don't know what Under Armour is, it's this tight compressed clothing that keeps you warm and wicks away moisture. So if this is a zombie apocalypse that's happening in cold weather, this is definitely something I want in my bug out bag. It would be easy to clean. It would be easy to wear, easy to dry, super small, compact, doesn't take much weight, but keeps you warm. So for that reason, Under Armour is making it into my bug out bag. Under Armour, if you like to sponsor us, you can reach out to us at ideasalldaypodcast@gmail.com. Another product that we're not sponsored by. I have a very, very difficult time going overnight camping or overnight hikes when it's not like a glamping situation, because I have a very, very difficult time peeing in the woods. I don't do it well. I don't know what it is. I have bad form or bad technique. Bad aim, whatever it may be. So for that reason, I'm going to pack a Lady J in my bug out bag. For those who don't know what a Lady J is, it's like a small funnel for you to assist in outdoor peeing for ladies. Every time I try to pee outside, it goes down my leg and into my shoe. And that's not a situation I want to deal with while I'm on the run, trying to get away from zombies, trying to find a safe place. So yeah, Lady J going into my bug out bag. My number 4 idea, kind of similar to Ajax's snacks, but not really. If you listen to our previous episode about places to go to during a zombie apocalypse, one of the things I previously said was I plan to stay in and then bug out to get to my permanent location. So I don't plan on being on the road for very long. With that said, an easy food source that is light and compact that I can literally put in a Ziploc bag and have it last me a couple days is protein powder. So I would want to pack protein powder, because if I can get water and the protein powder, I should be good to go. Worst case scenario, I can eat it dry. I do not recommend that. It's disgusting, but it is doable. The only thing is, once I've had my protein shake, it's imperative that you clean out whatever receptacle you used for your protein powder shake, because protein powdered shake smells awful after a while. It smells disgusting. So that's the only downside. So you got to really rinse out whatever you're using once you're done. For my last idea, it's kind of a two-parter. I'm all for having things in my bug out bag that have multi-functions, Leatherman, a tarp that I can use as a tent or as a poncho, a sleeping bag that I can also use as an underquilt. These are things I like. I don't like bringing things with me that have just one sole purpose. Hence the reason why I was like, hey, for your first aid kit, unwaxed dental floss and a sewing needle, because you can, one, floss your teeth, and two, you could, patch up shit, stuff like that. However, in a zombie apocalypse, there is one item that I would want to have with me that serves specifically one purpose. And that is a bolt cutter. Now, bolt cutters are kind of big.
Yeah, they are.
And they're kind of bulky.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, a little bit.
I know.
But that's your ticket into getting in some places other survivors may have not been able to get into. And if survivors can't get into those places, neither can zombies. So bolt cutters are something that I would want to have in my bug out bag. Now, bolt cutters are big. They are heavy, which is why I kind of want to bug out with my last item, which is a bicycle. Yeah, that's right. I'm adding a bicycle to my bug out bag. Just because I feel like that will probably be the best form of travel in a zombie
How do you
situation.
fit it in?
In the bag? Well, yeah. I would wear the bag or have the bag on the bike, and then I would ride the bike. Because there's also a lot of other shit I'm going to have in my bug out bag. This way, I can really pack up that bag with all my essentials and just ride my bike. And I'll out pedal a running zombie. And I can maneuver around disabled cars. And then once I climb up a high spot, I can throw my grappling hook down and catch my bike and then pull up my bike. Those would be my ideas for my bug out bag.
Thanks, Kate. Those are great.
Thanks, Kate. I believe I get to go first on these pilings. And oh boy, can I wait to pile your ideas. All right, so your first one. You may have heard my reaction initially when she had mentioned her grappling hook, which at this point is slowly becoming an obsession. And if anyone knows about obsessions, it's me.
Through this podcast is the first time you were ever aware that I had a grappling hook. Mm-hmm. If a grappling hook was my obsession, you would think this would come up in common conversation that we've had in previous years.
Nope, incorrect. You can be obsessed with something but not mention it.
Oh my God, I have had a grappling hook longer than we've been friends. My relationship with my grappling hook is longer than my relationship with you. I feel like there's just a jealousy here that...
Mm-hmm. No.
I said I was going to bring my grappling hook But I didn't say I was going to bring you.
Ouch. You know what? That's okay. That's okay. Because when it comes to your grappling hook, it's going in the bad ideas pile. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm not going to do this just to be a spoil sport or say something's wrong. Number one, the rope's great, by the way. If you said rope in your bug out bag, you probably would have got a good idea from me. I wouldn't have no idea. No issue with the rope part. The grappling hook is the problem because you've shown us your grappling hook and it's a fixed point. Grappling hook, correct? It does not fold or compress?
No, it does. It compresses.
Wrong.
It disassembles.
And it disassembles into hooks that can catch into your back while you're walking. Number one, and it's also only one use, as we've discussed multiple times. And it's heavy.
Actually, you can reuse it depending on how you assemble it because there's a spring. So when it's compressed, it's hooked onto whatever you're grappling against. When you release the rope, that pops this thing out, and then you can give it a tug and get it back.
Okay, like I said, you can't get it back. It's one-time use, and you're wrong. Because, again, this is a bug-out bag situation. You're bugging out. You need to get going. You need to keep it light. You need to keep it on the move. A grappling hook ain't going to do that for you. A grappling hook, no. You're just getting straight up bad idea. Toss it out of a window off a tower that you climbed up somehow, and you think you can get down, but your grappling hook's going to break. Just saying.
It's not.
Put the grappling hook down. All right. Put down the grappling hook. We need to have an intervention with you and this grappling hook.
In our whole relationship, grappling hooks have come up exactly twice.
And that's 2 times too many.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying. I'm saying.
That's fine. That's your opinion. You're entitled to.
Good. Exactly. And it's the right opinion. So we're going to move on to the next one. Under Armour items. I totally agree with this one. It's actually very nice. Especially the moisture wicking ones when you're on the move. Under Armour, great idea. No complaints, no issues for me. It's lightweight, compact. If you have a couple you can swap out, it's a great idea. Especially if you're actually are moving a lot, keeps you from getting a cold. So good idea for me. On to idea number 3, your Lady J. I'm going to put this in the ideas pile because it seems like it's more of just for you issue. It's not necessarily an issue for everyone.
Yes.
Again, it's still a good creature comfort, similar to the toilet paper. And I think it's not necessarily, and it's usually those things are pretty lightweight.
Yes.
And they don't take up a lot of space. So again, it's not a bad thing to have, especially to keep certain things away or to keep it away from other things so you can take care of business, as it were.
And to be fair, I do realize it's not a product that everybody would utilize.
Yeah.
Such as yourself.
Well, no, I'm even just saying for women, not everyone may have the same issue that you have.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. I'm not saying it's useless. I'm not saying it's like ridiculous, like a grappling hook. It's just that. So again, it's an idea. If you added it, great. If it's not there, it's not going to be hurting anybody either if it's not there. So ideas pile. Number 4, protein powder. Good idea. I didn't even think about this. This is actually really good. High calorie value, small space. If you get types you like, it's actually going to taste good too compared to other foods. More so just making, if you have the cup or can mix it up properly. But other than that, great idea. I have nothing to I can't even complain about that one, which for me is pretty impressive.
That is, I have to say.
And then we've got the next one. Your bolt cutter. I'm going to put this in the ideas going towards bad. And my reasoning is not that it's not useful in this kind of situation, but it's your reasoning for it. As you put it, if you have a bolt cutter, you're getting into places that other humans or the zombies haven't been. I'm going to pose this in a different way. What if they lock themselves in there with the chain? Because a lot of times I have a lot of experience with chain and chain links, and especially like for outdoor fences, you can link them up from the inside and still get access to the chain and to the bolt itself or to the lock itself. So someone could do that to kind of keep things in and keep people from getting in. Or vice versa, people got in there, closed it up, but someone was infected, and you still could have an infested nest that never got out.
What if you had zombies that you opened up the place and there was loaded with zombies and they just came on out and you were like, this is safe?
Kind of like the beginning of Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. So there's no guarantee. Is it more, entry points or more access to things? Yes. Which is why it's not going in the bad ideas pile. But your reasoning for it doesn't make sense to be able to lug around that big piece of metal that is awkward to use as a weapon, by the way. But it does have its uses, but I don't think it's useful enough compared to other things for how much weight you're going to be carrying around. So that's why it's idea heading towards bad.
Well, the other useful bit of bolt cutters is if you were to lose your grappling hook, you could make a makeshift grappling hook out of the bolt cutters.
Okay, so I've reassessed the grading and the piling, and it's going into the bad ideas pile now. I didn't know that, and now that I know that, I actually own a pair of bolt cutters. I'm probably going to throw them out because you told me that. That's how much I hate that and what you just said. All right, now that your silliness is over, we can get back to being serious, okay? Get your serious faces on, because now we got your last idea of a bicycle, which I will say, bicycle, I think is a great idea, especially if you have a gang of people on bicycles wearing Carhartt attire. But we're not going to get into that. That's a whole other episode entirely. But the bicycle would be a good idea. However, this is a bug out bag situation. It does not fit in a bug out bag. So it's going to go in the bad ideas pile because it's not for that purpose.
If I could have a bicycle that I could put in a bag, would that then fit your criteria?
Then you would have almost no room for anything else.
That's not necessarily true. There are foldable bicycles out there.
I understand there are foldable bicycles, but for this kind of situation where you need to be able to leave quickly, get out, and kind of be relatively light, feels like a bit of a thing. So again, from your description, I'm going to have to put in the bad ideas pile because it doesn't fit in the bug out bag thing.
Fine.
That's all I'm saying.
Fine.
Otherwise, in other like modes of transportation in a zombie apocalypse, you'd be getting a good ideas for me.
Oh, thank you.
This is not that episode. So it's a bad idea. Get that thing Flintstones out of here.
Flintstones, like the vitamins. That's an idea. Bringing vitamins with you.
Yes, that is an idea. That's in my current bug out bag.
Oh.
All right, Alex. Thank you for the pilings.
All right, so it's my piling's turn. Kate, for your first idea, the grappling hook with the rope. I'm going to put this idea leaning towards bad, just because if it was in my bag, I feel like going through my bag every single day, being like, why the hell did I bring this grappling hook? I don't have anything to grapple where I'm at, so why would I bring it with me?
There's plenty of things to grapple.
Like what? Like what am I going to grapple?
Well, if you have to climb away from zombies.
But what if I don't need to climb away from zombies and I'm just carrying around a grappling hook? If I was like in the inner city, like if I was depending on my location, if I needed to get to a high point, then maybe I would consider it. But my current location, I don't really consider a grappling hook as being a benefit in my current situation.
Fine.
If I was in the city, I feel like I'd have more things to grapple. If I was on a mountain, I feel like I'd have more things to grapple, but I just don't have a lot of
like you don't have trees
things to grapple. Why would I grapple a tree?
To climb away
I'd
from zombies?
rather just use a rope. Like I don't need the grappling hook part.
You're just gonna use a rope.
Yeah, you use the rope and then you do the inching up the method. Like you hug it with the rope and then you get your legs up and you hug it with the rope. It's like a big long stem. I saw that on like Survivor.
Whatever. Used to when you are in a zombie apocalypse, you get into a situation, you're gonna be like, oh my god, I wish I had this grappling hook. Kate was right. I
feel like if I died over a grappling hook, then I died over a grappling hook.
Fine.
So that's, I didn't say it was a bad, I just said it's leaning towards bad, okay?
Listeners, if you're pro grappling hook, please email us and show support for my grappling hook at ideasalldaypodcast@gmail.com. I would think my best friends would be supportive of my grappling hook choices, but obviously that's incorrect.
Because
Whatever.
we're your friends, that's why we're trying to help you stop thinking and obsessing over these grappling hooks.
I am not obsessing. They're a useful tool that I
you
like
keep
to
bringing this
have
up
in my repertoire for handling zombies.
But is it the thing that you would need in your bag? Like, you think you'd be like, every day, like, I'm gonna use this today. Oh, this is taking up some nice, much needed space.
In my bag, for when I do finally bug out after sheltering in, that's my main objective, is to stay in higher places to, one, avoid people, and two, avoid zombies. So yeah, I would use that on the daily.
Okay, cool. Well, then show me when you're like the best grappling hookist around, and I'll say otherwise.
Why do I got to be the best?
Because then you gotta use it. Like, I mean, right now, could you use your grappling hook?
Yeah, but could I pull myself up the rope? Probably not, because I'm out of shape.
I feel like I need to see you being like swinging around, going like, "Oh yeah, this is my grappling." You need to take some confidence into your grappling hookery.
I like that I have to prove my grappling hook skills to legitimize my idea.
Then I may put it in the ideas pile.
Even if you were the best grappling hooker in the world, I would still put in the bad ideas pile. I'm just saying.
I won't put it there. I believe in grappling hookery. All right, so that's my first piling. My second piling for Under Armour. Oh yeah, this is a great idea. Definitely good ideas pile, because Under Armour is great, and I wear it for anything that's like 55 degrees and below. And that's something like it's easy to tight pack, and 55 degrees Celsius. Oh wait, no, Fahrenheit, in case you are listening from another country.
A non-US country that actually uses,
Celsius. I mean,
and
it
the
is a
metric
smarter
system.
Yeah, you guys have a better system. I'm not
I
gonna lie.
prefer using Kelvin.
You would prefer to using Kelvin.
I like Hobbs better.
Kelvin and Hobbs, temperature duo, together again. But yeah, who doesn't like Under Armour? It's great. It fits under a lot of clothing, and it's an extra boundary layer. So yeah, good idea, Pat, for Under Armour. Number 3, your Lady J idea. Yeah, sometimes people are not really good peers. So ladies, Lady J might help you pee better. I'm more of a drop trow. That's my zone, which is fine. And I don't really want to carry around a pee device, but that's okay. Good idea for those who want to use it. Your number 4, your protein powder. I think this is also a good idea. And I think you should eat it like a Lick-O-Maid, or the Lick-O-Sticks. Like, just to figure out what you can put on it, so you can just like scoop it and just shove it on in. Like, was that Lick-O-Maid? Like the powder, the candy powder. Dip-A-Stick.
Dip-A-Stick.
Yeah, they used to always have it at the pool, and I'm like, that's the best candy.
I'd rather just put my finger in, lick my finger, put it in, and then just rub the protein powder on my gums.
Ew.
Because I wouldn't have been flossing, so they should be really easy to get that protein right into the bloodstream.
Yeah.
So
that was your 4th idea. Your 5th idea for bolt cutters. I mean, I feel like bolt cutters are just way too heavy to carry around. It's like the grappling hook. It's gonna be like one of those things I go into my bag every day, and I'm like, why did the hell I bring you? Because I'm never using you. So I mean, if you want something to cut into, get a pair of dikes, and then that will help you, cut wires. But smaller handheld, you're not necessarily carrying a big thing of metal, like a big where you have to cut, like a lock, into somebody's shed.
Exactly. Get into.
I don't know if I want to get into somebody's shed.
Get somebody's supply.
Shed of their rakes.
They're
gonna rake those zombies to death.
Well, no, I mean,
there's fighting tool.
There's
chainsaws.
Food places that I probably have supplies that's locked up. Police departments probably have their guns and shit under.
I'm bringing the ideas pile.
All right, fine.
So, I mean, I just think that the bolt cutters that I've always used, unless there's that later bolt cutter that's got good leverage, that's not as hefty as a bolt cutter that I've always used, then that will definitely save weight. Because otherwise, I wouldn't want to waste that weight on a heavy bolt cutter. So, ideas. And then your 6th idea of bicycle, I am going to agree with Alex on this one. It's not fitting into a bag, so it's not valid for this run. I mean, bicycles are great, and I think that's a good idea, good getaway. But it doesn't fit into the bag. And then if it was a foldable into the bag, it'd be taking up a lot of space for the other things. So
It is the thing transporting my bag.
Nope.
Fine. Whatever.
and those are my pilings. Thank you, Kate.
Thank you, Ajax, for your pilings.
Great job. Good job with those pilings.
And
Oh,
last
yeah.
but not least, Alex.
Thanks, guys. So for my first idea, it's a real simple one. It's a multi-purpose tool, but honestly, just a really sturdy cup. And I don't mean a ceramic cup. I'm talking about a metal cup. Metal cup that can maintain heat. So you can cook in it. You can boil water to make it potable. You can put food in it or make your protein shakes, whatever the case may be. But sometimes just having a container to keep things in that is both durable, multi-purpose, and reusable is just a good thing to have. It's simple, nothing too fancy, but gets the job done. For my second idea, another kind of useful tool, and that's a Flint and Steel, but with a little bit of extra of coconut husk or the fibers you get from coconut husk, because you don't know how long you're going to be out in the wilderness or out and about. Having something that you can use often to start a fire rather than matches or lighter, which can run out of fuel. A Flint and Steel is going to last a long, long time as long as the magnesium stays on there. And coconut husk, you only have a small amount of it, but it's a really, really good fire starter when you really need one quick, just to get things going when it might not be ideal conditions. But being able to start a fire anywhere is a good thing to have, and it just makes it easier to do that. For my third idea, a crank flashlight. So it's a rechargeable flashlight, doesn't need batteries. You just crank it to get it to turn on. If you don't have to worry about batteries, you don't have to worry about having extra stuff to carry around. If you are having to search, let's say, buildings that are out that don't have power, it's better than having to light a fire and make a torch. You have something ready to use and easy to use. And it's usually pretty reliable. You can crank those suckers up for a good minute and it holds the charge for quite a long time. Number 4, going to your snack, as Ajax put it, of all this stuff. We don't play around with chocolate or your crazy messy snacks. We're going to keep it on theme with the bug out bag. We're doing dried crickets and mealworms, which are a high protein snack. You can eat quite a bit of it, and you don't have to eat a huge amount, and it gives you a lot of energy, a lot of protein. Very similar to a protein powder kind of a situation, but doesn't require water, and healthier for the environment, because they're not cows like beef jerky or other types of meats. Number 5. Now when you're out and about, sometimes it can be a little difficult and it's a little lonely. And so what I suggest to bring along, which can fit neatly in a bag, is a little tiny dog. So not only do you have some companionship, but also, if it's a well-trained dog, an alert in case there's a zombie or a person approaching your camp at night or getting close by, so they can alert.
Question, how is it an alert?
It's called a bark.
It goes alerte.
Oh.
Alerte.
It goes a woof, a woof, a woof.
I like alerte.
Alerte. And if they're not well trained, then they can always become a meal down the road. Because you know what? These are rough times. And then whatever's left, you make into a hat.
A dog hat.
Yeah. And then you use that behind a log so people think there's a dog nearby when it's just you crawling by. It's a disguise. Camouflage, one might say.
Not really.
Look, just roll with it, okay? Just roll with it. And last but certainly not least, kind of rolls in with the previous one, but without being a dog. But instead, having a blow-up doll. Because number 1, they're compact because they usually just come folded up. And number 2, they provide companionship, someone to talk to on those lonely nights when you're sitting there by the campfire. And not to mention, you can always use them as a decoy if you think you're being followed. You prop them up somewhere dark. Someone tries to sneak up on you, stab it, all of a sudden, blow up doll. And then you come up behind them and hit them with a rock. And those are my ideas.
Thank you for your ideas, Alex.
Thanks, Alex. All right. So, Alex, for your ideas, your number first idea as a sturdy cup. I love this idea. We have a Hydro Flask cup that holds water because it's a cup, but also it's pretty insulated as well. So it means cold water, and it's always a pleasure to drink out of, and very sturdy. So good idea for this one. And Hydro Flask, you are not one of our sponsors, but if you ever want to sponsor us, ideasallday.podcast@gmail.com. And so for your second idea of the Flint and Steel, the coconut husk fibers, I feel like this is also a good idea. So I'm going to put this in the good ideas pile as well, because it is. I mean, they sell those little keychains with those two things smushed together, and they are a quick and fast way to put a spark into your life and into your coconut fibers and give yourself fire faster than something else. So I think that's a good idea, because that will last longer than a lighter, possibly. Maybe. I'm not sure. I have not tested them out. So, but lighters do have a end life cycle. They do end. They don't last
Correct.
forever.
They do eventually run out of fuel.
Exactly. So for your third idea, crank flashlight, I think this is also going to good idea pile, leaning towards good, because there are really good high quality flashlights out there that will have a better brightness than a crank flashlight. But if you need it for like just a really super dark location, you're like, okay, I need to find out where the poison ivy is. I'm not going to lay in it because I'm highly allergic to it. So I need a flashlight. So it's an idea leaning towards really good. Really good.
So it's an idea going towards the really good pile rather than just the good pile?
Exactly. And so your fourth idea of dried crickets and mealworms, I'm automatically putting this in the bad ideas pile.
What?
Because you put my mealworms in the bad ideas pile.
Oh,
So this is a spite piling. So,
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, thanks. And so for your fifth idea of a tiny dog, I'm also going to put this in the bad ideas pile.
Why?
Just because
Why do you
they're
hate
usually
dogs?
really yippy. Like, I mean, the only dog you're going to fit in your bug out bed is a tiny little dog, and they're very barky. And plus, it's going to draw a lot of attention that you don't want, because everybody's going to be, I'm going to touch your dog. Oh, I'm going to pet your dog. Oh, yeah, I'm going to pet your dog. It's so cute.
No. Well, then that's going to be how you make friends,
are going to be like,
too.
I'm going to pet your doggy, too. So everybody's going to come try and get you.
Yeah,
so, no, bad idea.
It's how you make friends, and then you become survivor group, and then you survive longer.
No, they'll want to eat your dog, and then your dog's not going to last very long.
I want to eat my dog, too, so I'm just saying.
Bad idea. And blow up doll for your sixth idea. I'm going to put this in the ideas pile because, I don't know. I mean, hey, who knows? It might work. You know, you might get some enjoyment having company.
Yeah, someone to talk to.
Exactly. Idea pile. And those are my pilings.
Nice work. Thank you so much.
Good job.
Thanks.
Good job. Okay, Alex. Let us do the pilings of your ideas. Idea number 1, a sturdy cup. I'm going to put this in the ideas leaning towards good, simply because there's like little cooking sets that you can get that are just super compact and have multi-functions. And I feel like that would be a better investment for the space and for the weight than just a sturdy cup. I'm not saying it's a bad idea. Having a cup is a good thing, but I feel like there would be a better thing to do instead. Ideas leaning towards good. Idea number 2, Flint and Steel and coconut husk. This is going towards the good idea. The thing that's leaving it out of the good ideas is the coconut husk.
Why
Does it have to be coconut? Can it be?
No, it's just like a very efficient fire starter that's small and compact is really what I was going for, rather than just the Flint and Steel itself.
Yeah.
A little kindling.
Yeah, a little kindling.
I like the Flint and Steel. I mean, I always pack like matches and lighters, but you only get in so many matches and lighters. Having the Flint and Steel gives you a lot more opportunities to create more fires. Anything that gives you more opportunity to create more fires, that's definitely going in the good ideas in my books. Idea number 3, a crank flashlight. I'm going to put this in the ideas pile. And the reason it's in the ideas pile is because every crank flashlight I've ever had has broken on me within the first 5 hours of using it. Like I over crank it or something mechanical happens and it gets jammed and I can't use it anymore.
Because you're cranking it too hard. You got to be a gentle cranker.
See,
you can't over crank it or else you're going to cause problems.
If I'm in an emergency situation, me worrying about the sturdiness of my squeezes That's not something I want to worry about. So to have a different suggestion, instead of a crank flashlight, maybe invest in a solar flashlight or solar lamp.
Okay, here's the problem with that. Why would you have a solar flashlight or lamp that you can only use when the sun's out? Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense.
This is going to be an
'Cause the sun's
interesting
out.
zombie apocalypse, let me just tell you.
I'm telling you. Guess what doesn't go out at night? It's called cranks. Because you can crank it all night if you need to.
It's a,
And the light's going to keep working.
You would know about cranking it all night, wouldn't you?
Yeah, because the power goes out sometimes at night and you got to get to the bathroom.
Yeah, no. Ideas pile. Also, the crank usually is kind of noisy, so there's a stealth situation as well.
True, very true to that. I accept that one.
I feel like the only crank flashlights I've ever had are like the ones from the dollar store. Like I haven't had like a tried and true good crank flashlight if they're one that exists.
Yeah,
Like
every crank flashlight I've ever owned has cost me less than like $5. So if there's like a specific expensive crank flashlight, then I might bump that depending on its performance and sound.
If you're going to pay for a crank, you really got to be willing to invest a little money and pay a little bit more for a better crank.
Or you can just get a solar lamp.
It doesn't work because it's only used in the sun.
Mhm.
It doesn't make any sense.
you have to remember to charge it.
With the sun.
If it was attached to your bag. Wait, if it was
Exactly.
attached to your bag,
Yeah.
if it had a hook or something that you can attach it so you can charge it during the day.
While you're walking.
Yeah, but the problem with that
while
is
you're bugging.
Technically it's not in the bug out bag, so it wouldn't fit in this category. That's thus going in the bad ideas pile for the solar flashlight. If you have to keep it on the outside of the bag.
Unless it had like the bag had solar power incorporated into the fabric,
have those bags
where it could charge your
USB flashlight,
your USB crank flashlight, multi-purpose, multi-charge,
USB crank solar power
water
flashlight
hydro,
radio.
pyro flashlight. They do that now. There's little mini stoves that harness fire to charge electronic devices.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah.
I don't know how well they work though.
No, I don't know either, but that's always interesting. Number 4, dry crickets / mealworms as a food source. I'll put in the ideas pile. It's not the most ideal form of food, but in a pinch, you'll survive. You know, I would prefer beef jerky, protein powder, trail mix.
You can make protein powder out of the bugs.
You can. Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad idea. It's going to work for the purposes you intended for, but there's just more preferable options, I think.
Then this should really be called, if you're going to use like protein powders or stuff like that, you should be calling this a protein out bag rather than a bug out bag. I'm just saying.
It's true.
It's true. It's very true. I took
think
the bug literally as well.
Yeah, I think the bug out bag is referring to the action of bugging out.
True.
And not necessarily being a bug.
Wait, so what's bugging out?
It's like leaving in a hurry.
You mean exiting? or you know, like an emergency exit?
Yes.
So an emergency exit bag. So what does that have to do with bugs?
Because you ever see a cockroach when you put the lights on and they scurry under something? No,
I've never seen that.
Yeah, that's kind of like you're bugging out. You're getting out of there as fast as you can.
Yeah, you lost me.
So yeah, ideas pile for your dried crickets / mealworms. Number 5, tiny dog. This is going in the bad ideas pile.
Come on. You hate why do you hate dogs?
It's another mouth to feed. I'm going to get attached to it, and it's going to come down to like me and the dog, and I'm going to look at its sad little eyes, and it's just going to be so difficult to eat my meal out of the dog. This is why I'm a vegetarian, because I can't be the one that does it. Or the dog gets messed up with zombies, running after zombies, and then I'm like, oh no, I got to save my dog. It's just another weakness. And then I have to carry dog food. You're yelling at me for carrying grappling hooks and bolt cutters. I'm going to now have to carry dog food with me to feed the tiny dog. So
You're
bad
just gonna-
idea.
You're just gonna feed him the dried crickets that no one wants to eat, apparently.
I don't think the dog would want to eat the dried crickets.
You never know. Dogs will eat a lot of weird. Dogs will eat poop. Let's be honest here. Let's eat
Pack
some
the
weird
poop.
stuff.
Well,
Pack your
that's,
poop. Just feed
if
them your poop.
if they're sick, they eat poop.
But still,
That's an idea.
they'll eat weird stuff. It's not a question that they'd eat the crickets in the
Yeah,
meal.
I don't want to have to worry about feeding another mouth.
You think of it less of feeding another mouth, but investing in a better meal in the future.
See, no, I can't. I can't look in an animal's eyes and have a rock in the other hand and be like, okay, it's that time. You're getting a little scrawny and I want to get you while you're still get some meat on the bones. I can't do it. This is why I don't eat meat.
And
If I can't kill the cow for the burger, then I don't deserve to eat that burger. If I can't chop off the chicken's head for those nuggets, then I don't deserve those nuggets. So yeah, bad idea, tiny dog. Number 6, blow up doll. I'm going to put this in the ideas pile. And the reason I'm putting it in the ideas pile, I mean, it's a flotation device. It's an air mattress.
these are great things.
It's a pillow. Worst case scenario, if you find fresh water, it could be a water bladder.
I wouldn't know about that. I wouldn't agree with that one, but okay.
If I had to.
Well, anything could become a water bladder if you.
I
See
do like
what
the
I-
floatable down the river though. Like if you're floating down the river, might as well
Yeah.
just hold on to your phone.
Oh my God! Imagine you have the blow up doll, arms extended, and then you like laying down on it, so its arms are coming past you, and you're just like paddling down the river,
Yeah.
and then people who are walking by
Not
just see you, and
zombies.
they want to stay away from you. They don't even know. They're like thinking,
that
"Who's this
person's
crazy person?"
rafting on corpses. Like, let's stay away from that person.
Yeah.
No, you know it's a blow up doll if you're floating down the river. I mean, I would be able to identify a blow up doll.
Yeah.
You
No, it's
think-
I
totally
wouldn't think it was a
identifiable.
corpse.
You think that?
No, but like it's in the air. It's got
You can
like
tell.
I mean, you can tell.
You think that?
Oh no, you want them to be able to tell it's a blow up doll. You want them because then they're gonna think, who's this crazy mofo floating down the river with a blow up doll?
I
And
have to
all they're
meet
gonna
them.
think is this guy's a loose cannon. And you don't know what he's gonna do or what he's capable of. They're just gonna walk the other direction.
Also, if I do my plan of hammock camping, it'd be nice to cuddle with something in a hammock,
There you
throw a
go.
leg over, and make things more comfortable.
Mhm.
And they do compress down. They're not super heavy. People may think that it's 2 people, so they are less likely to attack you. They'll probably look around for someone who's traveling alone.
Mhm. So where's the bad? So I want to hear the bad things so far.
The bad things are they're easy to pop.
Yeah,
They're bulky.
not really. Not when they're deflated.
Not when they're deflated, but you got to blow them up, deflate it, blow it up, deflate it.
How many times can you do that?
You gotta take your time when you're breaking down camp. You gotta
That's
let
the
it
thing.
deflate.
It's bug out time. It's not taking time. It's just take it and go. At any moment, a zombie horde could come.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have
I
time.
can just see you like
to
just like
deflating.
holy crap! I need to get my blow up doll.
Yeah.
You're like you're scurrying through the house trying to find the blow up doll.
Why is
Well,
the blow up
sorry,
doll
guys,
somewhere
the blow-up
else?
doll
than me?
The blow up doll should be in the bug out bag already, like
You know you forgot
deflated,
it.
like not used yet or blown up and
Have you
inflated.
ever blown up a blow up doll?
You'd be surprised how fast you can blow things up when you don't realize it. Because I've had to blow up so many party balloons that are the big Mylar ones. And
I like the question is, have you ever blown up a blow up doll? And his answer was, you'd be surprised.
yes, look,
Blown
when
up many a blow up doll in my time.
I didn't say blow
He's
up
a
doll.
professional blow
The
up doll
Mylar
blower.
balloons.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, I'm so bringing a blow up doll over to your house just to see how fast you blow it up.
We'll time it like, all right, this is part of our zombie apocalypse.
I know
training.
this
Blow
is
her up.
training. Mhm.
But yeah, so ideas, because I see like some of the benefits,
Yeah.
but it's probably not going in my bug out bag.
So
I don't have room
ideas
for it with the grappling hook and the bolt cutter.
Yeah, well, you can't have the blow up doll in the grappling hook because it'll probably pop the blow up doll.
I could put it in a different section of the bag.
Why do you have to bring such weird things?
I feel like my weird things are useful.
No.
If we all end up like
So it
camping
looks-
together during this whole thing, you're like, guess what we have? We got the grappling hook, we got a blow. So many useful items.
Some other survivors will come by and be like, are you willing to trade goods? It's like, I don't know. I don't want to part from my grappling hook. And Alex is pretty attached to his blow up doll over there. Would you like some dry crickets and mealworms?
Yeah.
Well, it comes to
A
rain
melted
us.
Snickers, perhaps?
Would you like a melted Snickers?
Oh, listen, we have this bicycle here.
Well, we could have, but we didn't fit in the bag, so we couldn't bring it.
He
Yeah.
said it didn't fit. He said it wasn't welcome for this
Exactly.
adventure.
No.
We
It
couldn't,
doesn't
we
fit in
couldn't
the
take it
bag.
along. Hey, we tried to take it down the rope from the grappling hook, but unfortunately, we couldn't bring it along.
Hmm.
We couldn't grapple it from above,
Exactly.
so we couldn't pull it up to get
It was
the
either
bike.
the bike or the grappling hook, and we had to make a choice.
So we kept the grappling hook.
Yeah.
Wise choice.
I don't know about
Wise
that, but
choice.
it is
Why
what
do
it
I
is.
look forward to the zombie apocalypse? I mean,
No.
if this is the stories that we have to tell. Oh, Alex had to give up his blow up doll.
That was a really rough trade. We got 3 chickens and a goose for his blow up doll.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss Nadine, but you know what? We need those eggs.
We traded her for breakfast.
We should probably thank our listeners.
Yes, thank you everyone for listening, and let us know what type of blow up doll are you putting in your bug out bag. We want to know make, model, year, and maybe some fan art of you in your blow up doll
Ooh, that's a good one.
in your bug
And
out bag. Yeah, and no bicycles in your bug out bag. If I see one piece of art with a bicycle in a bug out bag, you're banned. You could not listen to the podcast anymore. We are setting some rules.
I'm going to say thank you, listeners. And also, don't always abide by Alex's rules because they're not always the best rules to live by.
Rules are meant to be broken anyways.
Exactly. He's going to try to make you eat crickets. Cricket.
You can listen to us on Spotify, iTunes, Pandora, Sirius Radio. We have a Facebook page. We have an Instagram. We have a YouTube channel. On our Instagram, you can share photos of your bug out bag on bicycles with grappling hooks and bolt cutters, or whatever else you like to add to your bug out bag. But if you have any ideas for future episodes or want to be a special guest, feel free to reach out to us at ideasalldaypodcast@gmail.com. But yeah, thanks for listening.
Thank you.